Since we're already in 2026, Test Drive Unlimited 1 will be 20 years old on September later this year. So in this video, we're going to try to celebrate Test Drive Unlimited 1 20th anniversary very early by playing all the different versions of Test Drive Unlimited 1 from the Xbox 360, PC, and then the PS2 and the PSP port. And unfortunately, TD1 never released for the PS3 version, which is actually kinda sad. So yeah, let's jump into the video for this 20th anniversary celebration that we celebrate early for TD1. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Alright, here we are. We begin with TD1 on the Xbox 360 because I guess it's like the best version and probably the most stable version of TD1. Because yeah, if you play TD1 on the vanilla version on modern PC, it will always get a constant crash. Unless you're using like a community patch or maybe TD Platinum mod. Alright, let's just take it for a spin. I'm gonna drive the... Wait, I have the Skyline R34 in this profile. And Audi A3, I think that's it. I only own like 2 cars and already like max, nearly max level Nissan. Or is it already max level? Because TD1 only has like level 3 upgrades or maybe to level 4. I kind of forget. But yeah, let's take this R34 for a spin. Wait, do I play copyrighted music? No, that's a map. Alright, never mind. I'm gonna show you the map for a game from 2006. So yeah, it's already 20 years old. This game is way ahead of its time. So you have like a 1-to-1 Oahu Island compared to like in Motorfest. And fun fact about the Oahu Island in TD1, the developers actually capture it from Google Map. So yeah, they're trying to replicate it from the Google Map. I think other than they use the Google Map, the developers actually visited Oahu Island to, you know, replicate it to TD1. So yeah, they have like a couple of references to put it on the games, especially putting landmarks and also, well, the streets of the Honolulu city itself. Probably this is like the, I guess, the console first ever MMO racing games. I think there's other examples that, you know, a proper online racing games that already released on PC back at the time. But TD1 is actually the first one to release on the console for a massive multiplayer online racing games. So yeah, without these games, there won't be the Crew series or even Forza Horizon series, because this game truly changed an open world racing games entirely. I know like open world racing games already exist with Underground 2 or maybe Tokyo Extreme Racer back then, but TD1 changed the perspective entirely. Alright, let me just do some racing. Oh yeah, I kind of forget that this is the first TD game that features the vehicle transport mission and also the delivery courier mission. If I remember correctly, delivery mission exists, but it's only like a small portion of it in TD2. I don't know about TD Solocron because I haven't played that game properly. Let's just do this one because we cannot do racing. We have to drive a Lotus. Okay, we don't own the Lotus yet. I'm gonna do this speed challenge instead. So yeah, let's talk about TD1 and the next gen version. It has the, you know, all the contents available. But if you compare it to like the old gen version, like the PS2 and PSP, they missing couple of contents, especially like this Distant Skyline R34 GTR. Well, it's a bit weird. In the next gen version, like the Xbox 360 and PC, it's available if you download the DLC content or maybe the updates for TD1. However, if you play the PS2 version or maybe the PSP version of TD1, well, you can actually get access to the Nissan Skyline R34 GTR from the get-go. I think there's some certain cars that also have the same treatment. Okay, there's a fucking barrier there. So for example, like it's a DLC content on the next gen version, but it's you know, available from the start on the old gen version. I think there's still a lot of differences between the next gen version and also the you know, the PS2 port or maybe the PSP one. Especially yeah, the PS2 and PSP doesn't feature the apartments building, doesn't feature motorbikes and the avatar customization. And I think the progression itself is very different. And I guess the PS2 and the PSP version is much more easier.
Hello there.
Whoa, okay, I hate that. Yeah, I forget like the traffic behavior in this game. It can be very annoying. Okay, game please. What the hell? No, stop humping the truck, god damn it. I think we got stuck to each other. Oh my god. Oh, we are. What the fuck? Video game please. What the fuck? Alright, I'm gonna reset. I was too slow on the 5th sector and the 3rd sector. Okay. Oh, we got it. Okay. I think we're done. Yeah, we're done. We got the gold medal. Thank you very much. Holy shit, that was a bit pain. Oh yeah, I kind of forget, TD1 doesn't have a proper day and night cycle, but your time kind of progress, but it's not entirely progressing that well. Can I get access to the photo modes? Okay, I can. Oh, there you go. You have the time, the in-game time. So for example, like this one, it's 17:35, but I can just like fast forward. Yeah, there's no night time, so it's only goes to like the 18:35. That's the max. And then, well, that's early in the morning, midday, afternoon, and probably like dusk or something. But yeah. And I think the crew is using the same photo mode system, you know, with using like the hour, like time based, and then like, well, the filters. Yeah, this is technically the same photo mode from back in like the Crew 1, I think. Yeah, I mean, if you guys didn't know, fun fact, the creative director of the Crew games, Stefan Bailey, has actually made this game. And then, well, they left Eden Studios and formed Ivory Tower. And the rest is history. I think there's also other features that is not available on the old gen. I think I can try to find the... That's a Chrysler. Oh, okay. You cannot see the car list on this dealership, unlike in the old gen version or the PS2 and PSP port. Is this one? It's probably this one. US Muscles. Yeah. I'm gonna check. There's actually really unique features in the racing games. You can see like this car is available on stock, and some of them are out of stock. And then this one is available. This one is available. I think because they have higher price, because it's like a high on-demand cars. Yeah, this is actually a really unique economy. I think Porsche Unleashed has the same features as well, like a high on-demand cars, because it's a limited cars. And I think, well, you guys know it, the most unique features in racing games is the fee rent. You can rent cars in this game. So for example, like some of those races that I didn't own the Lotus car, I can just like rent them from fee rent. So I'm trying to find like Lotus in this one. See? I can just like use this Lotus and use it on the race. Yeah, this is actually a really cool features and actually really funny ones. And maybe people are trying to like using some challenge run using like rental cars. I think Dove 7 already did that with his like trying to beat TD1 with rental cars, which is actually a really unique idea. But yeah, I guess that's for the Xbox 360 version. We're gonna move on to the next one. Well, okay, here we are, fellas, with the TDU1 on PC. And yes, I'm using the TDU Platinum mod. And well, actually, if you're playing TDU1 on PC, you rather use a community patch or maybe just use mods. And I guess TDU Platinum mod also just kind of, you know, makes the visual much better. And also the physics of the car feels very different. And I mean, well, it's much more enjoyable than before. And also, I think I forget to mention about it in the Xbox 360 version because, well, the PC version is still the next-gen version, same as the 360. You have this apartment building, which it doesn't exist on the old-gen version, like the PS2 and the PSP. And also, the character customization. So you can actually just make your character, you know, change your like head style, like a detail and everything, like the height. Yeah, look at that. You can change your head size of your characters or your width of your characters, which is actually a bit funny. Yeah, for the 2006 games, this is pretty detailed. I guess they took inspiration from The Sims. Oh, you also have like a separate outfit, like normal outfits and also motorbike outfits. Alright, shall we just like drive around? And I think this is like the exclusive features for TD1 on PC. So as you can see right here, you can make your own custom radio station on TDU1. This is actually one of the most forgotten features in TDU games, or maybe even racing games. So yeah, I can just like add my own musics to the game. For example, like Block Party, Interpol, and then Tame Impala, Black Keys, Lonely Boy. Yeah, you can make your own radio station, which is actually really cool features for a game in like 2006 or maybe like, you know, mid 2000s. I guess because, well, the MCA law or maybe copyright laws is not really strict as now. But I think custom radio stations still exist in, I don't know, modern games. Not only just like racing games. I think the recent one is probably Correct Street. You can add your own custom songs to the game. And I think GTA 5 on PC, you can actually put your user music or custom radio station as well. So that's pretty cool. And also the cool features about TDU Platinum. So they not only improve the gameplay overall, like the physics and also maybe the visual, like the graphics, they also added tons of new cars to TDU1. For example, let's go to this dealership. Yeah, you can see there's a Mazda MX-5 Miata, which it doesn't exist in the base game of TDU or the vanilla version. Even like a Chevy Impala SS, Peugeot 308, a Fiat Coupe, and then the Golf Mark 3, okay, a Ford Focus, and then EM1 Civic, okay, I kind of forgot about that exists in the TDU Platinum, Lexus SC300, T40 SX, GT86, and there we go. But at this mod, adding tons of new cars like Ferraris, Lamborghini, Porsche, and everything, especially with the Bugatti cars. But you know what? I'm just gonna buy this Toyota GT86. I know like this is F-Class, but I'm gonna upgrade it to E-Class or maybe D-Class, but we'll see. Oh, it also has like a custom rims as well, like the Advan, the TE37, the Watanabe. I kind of like the Rota. Okay. Alright, let's just go to the tune shop. I think the Japanese tune shop is right here because, well, yesterday I played this game to discover all the tune shop in the game as possible before I recording this video. Okay, so... Oh, there we go. In TDU Platinum, they adding like customization features so you can actually upgrade your car properly. But Tom's, it doesn't have body kits to it, okay. But Rocket Bunny changed a lot because it has a white body kit. And it upgraded to B-Class, holy shit. Wait, they have like two different variants, okay. Yeah, I mean, these features already exist in the base game or maybe the vanilla version of TDU1. It's called the two-step tuning, so... I think Ford Mustang, you can upgrade it to Celine, and then the Nissan 350Z, you can upgrade it to Nismo S-Tune or maybe Z-Tune, I kind of forgot, but yeah. It's already exists in the base game, and they kind of trying to, you know, implement it properly in TDU Platinum mod. Let's go to Mazda, maybe? I don't know why the Mazda dealership is combined with the Audis and the Ford. They have the RS2 as well, but RS2 is a bit expensive. I'm gonna buy the RX-7 Type R, like this base version of the RX-7. Oh, okay, that's only the options. Only have 5 Zigen and the Fixe. I like the Fixe, yeah. And I'm probably gonna paint it sunburst yellow, because why not? It's a typical like RX-7 color, or maybe the most iconic color for Mazda RX-7. And it has a proper engine sound, like a proper rotary engine sound. This is really cool. That's our E-Class. Yeah, I'd rather just buy the RX-7 than buy the GT86 because I cannot upgrade to E-Class. So, okay. This is the Mazda normal performance upgrades. This is the Mazda speed, but it doesn't change anything to your visual. And then you have Bomax, which... well, it changed your visual of the car. Oh, it's upgraded to C-Class. Holy shit. Oh, it's only 50 grand. I think we have enough money. And then the REM Mia. Sadly, there's no proper body kits to it. And then you have the Rocket Bunny. This one. Oh, it's already upgraded to A-Class. And the fail side from the Fast and Furious. Oh, okay. It's only this Fast and Furious 1 RX-7. I thought there was the Tokyo Drift one. I kind of forgot about that. I think I know that we still need to be in E-Class, but, well, I'm just gonna buy the C-Class upgrade then. I'm gonna buy the C... yeah, this one. I kind of like this one. There we go. This is like the proper visual customization from TDU Platinum. But then you can actually go back to the shop, and this is called like the 2 steps upgrade to your car. So, well, you can just like upgrade it to the max after you put the custom body kits to it. Oh yeah, we forgot to do one of these mission on the Xbox 360, so I'm gonna do this vehicle transport mission. It's actually an easy way to get, you know, a lot of money. But you have to like discover it on the map. So let's do this one. I still always remember that this vehicle transport mission always use the Enzo and always in this location. And probably this is like the first mission of the vehicle transport. And you can get easy 80 grand. Or maybe if you drive perfectly fine, no hitting any traffic cars or don't reduce the value, you can get a perfect bonus. So because we already upgraded our E-Class RX-7 to C-Class, we are cooked. And we cannot do the E-Class event anymore. So I guess I just rather do the driving mission, like the vehicle transport, or maybe like the career mission. I think the vehicle transport still exists in like TDU Solcron because I think they added it like a couple of updates ago. I still remember it. I just hope this highway junction don't get me lost or something. Alright, I think we can do a perfect delivery. There we go. Park our cars right here. We send it to the European dealership. I don't know why he's angry. Like, is my car dented or something? I guess we're done. Yeah, so I guess this is like the first mission of vehicle transport that you can find because it's pretty easy. And there's like 30 of them. There you go, I get the perfect bonus and I get my money back. So I guess that's it for TDU1 on PC with using TDU Platinum mod. But unfortunately, I was trying to play the online mode of TDU1 with using TDU Platinum, but I cannot make it work because it requires you to use VPN. I already tried to use VPN and it still doesn't work. So unfortunately, I cannot show you the online modes properly on the PC version. Alright, let's move on to the old gen version, and we're gonna begin with the PS2 version, which is actually one of my favorite ports of all time. Trust. Alright, here we are, fellas, with TDU1 on the PS2. So the PS2 port were developed by the different studio. So because we already know, the next gen version developed by Eden Games, and then the PS2 version and also the PSP version developed by Melbourne House, or maybe Melbourne Studio. I think it's Melbourne House. And fun fact about Melbourne House, before they made Test Drive Unlimited 1 for the PS2 and the PSP port, they actually made another Test Drive games before. So it's called Test Drive Le Mans. Yeah. So Test Drive Le Mans were developed by Melbourne House Studio. I think it's on like PS2 and then I think on Dreamcast as well, and also on PC. But I don't remember vividly at all about Test Drive Le Mans. And then you have a quick race game modes on the PS2. I think the quick race game mode is exclusive to the PS2 and the PSP, so you can get easy money on your career mode, or basically your main mode in TD1 on PS2. So here we are, TD1 on the PS2 and the PSP, it's kind of a bit of downgrade. I think there's a couple of differences between the PS2 and the PSP port, which we're gonna, well, talk about in the next one, which we're gonna play the PSP port. So for this one, on the PS2, you can see your characters. For example, yeah, you can only use this generic white male. So yeah, if you guys remember, like in the next gen version, like a PC and also Xbox 360, you have this intro. So like you can see all the passengers trying to boarding the planes, and then when you're trying to like boarding the planes, you have to choose the characters. However, on the PS2 and the PSP, there's no character selection. But unfortunately, you have to use the generic male, and this is like the first option of the character that you can choose from. So right, the graphics, yeah, it's a huge difference because this is the PS2, it's not like a HD version. But well, I have a lot of fun playing the PS2 version of TDU1 back then. And which is actually quite surprising, like this is a PS2 game, but it has a 1-to-1 scale island map, which is kind of crazy to think about it. And they rendering all of these in like 4 gigabytes disk. I think we shall just go to the race. So as you can see on the top left corner right there, that's actually called the master points. So it accumulates while you're trying to like drifting, or maybe just like completing the race, or maybe just like, you know, slipstreaming the AI. So you can get like easy points from there. And that's how you progress on TD1 for PS2 and also PSP. So depending on your master points, and you can actually level up to, you know, like level 2, level 3, or rookie, amateur, pro, expert, and I forgot the last one. But yeah, you level up with using the master points. So you have to like do the races, or maybe just like driving around and just doing drifting and everything. I'm gonna use the hard difficulty because you can get easy money. But sometimes the AI is actually can be very OP, especially when they're using like classic cars. I don't know why the classic cars in the PS2 of TD1 is actually very overpowered. Like, look at this. The AC Cobra just took off. I think the most obvious classic car is probably like the Mercedes 300 SL Gullwing. I remember because that thing is fast. I think also the Corvette as well. The Corvette C3, I think. It's actually really fast. So yeah, like, the balancing of some car performance in this game is a bit out of the line. But I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, some of those old classic cars just have like a better power to weight ratios, or maybe has more power compared to the modern cars. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let me switch cam. So the PS2 version does indeed have a cockpit cam. It has a properly functioning cockpit cam. You can see the gauges, like the speedometer. I know it's not really that detailed, but still, you have a cockpit cam on the PS2 version. However, on the PSP, it doesn't exist. I mean, it's because of a hardware limitation. I know. This Audi TT is actually really fast. I'm just gonna murder him.
The next intersection, turn right.
Okay, we murder him. I remember I had a lot of fun playing the TD1 on the PS2. And I think this is like the first ever TD1 version that I complete. Like, not really like 100%, I just like beat the game. Because like 100% this game is kind of a bit pain in the ass, because you have to do all those club races, and I think, yeah, all the race, or maybe all the discovery or exploration, because you have to like discover the entire map of the TD1 or the Oahu Island. Alright, I guess that's it. That's an easy race with a little bit of murder, and we got it. So yeah, after you finish the race, you can get master points, and also if you play on like hard difficulty, you can get more money. So there's another exclusive features only available on the PSP and also the PS2 version of the TD1. It's actually the club racing, or the club races. So there's like a club that you must beat. I think there's like 20 or maybe 18, I don't know, but there's a lot of them that you must complete. So this one, a Ford Owners Club. Yeah, because I own a Mustang, so I am eligible to enter this club. And then you must beat all the people on this club. Club E is actually like a E-class car, and then Muscle Car Club is just like a muscle car. Yeah, so some certain clubs can get you access to free cars after you beat all the members and the leaders. It's kind of like a blacklist system, yeah, I know, but yeah, it's actually really unique features that it only exists on the PS2 version. Well, I mean, PS2 version has the online mode, but I never try it out, so I don't know how it works. And then there's also cops in this one. There you go. I think the PS2 or maybe the PSP version of the cops, it's actually very stupid. Oh, I just got pulled over. What? I didn't do nothing. Okay, total fines do only 0 credits. Thank you very much. So they didn't even reduce my money. What a nice cop. Anyways, yeah, that's TD1 on the PS2. There's tons of features that got downgraded in the TD1 for PS2 and the PSP port. For example, like the car brands. The Ferrari, Maserati, Lexus is missing. And then motorbikes is also missing on the PS2 and the PSP version. And also the driving mission is also missing on the PS2 and the PSP version. So you don't have those top models, vehicle transport, and also the career jobs in the PS2 and PSP version. But the progression on the TDU1 for the old gen version is pretty unique. Alright, here we are fellas, TDU1 on the PSP port. I mean, from the main menu itself, it's pretty much the same as the PS2 port. So you can have the quick race, but well, I don't have the access because I have to start the career mode first. So yeah, let's begin. So yeah, this is like the beginning of the old gen version of TDU1. So technically they just like get the cutscene from the next gen version. So yeah, as you can see, you have like the other characters they can choose, but it just skips to the first choice, which is this generic male. Alright, we already know the cutscenes and what's the beginning, and then we just like visiting Hawaii, and we just go to the fee rent on this one. I think the PSP and the PS2 version locks to 30 FPS only. And yeah, like the graphic difference for the PSP and the PS2, it's a bit different. Yeah, some of those textures are not really that detailed in the PSP version, especially the render distance. Yeah, you can notice the render distance because of the engine limitation on the PSP. It's very small. Alright, I'm just gonna run the SLK. Alright, a little fun fact about the TD1 for next gen, also old gen, the renting time. I think the renting time on the next gen is like 10 minutes and 20 minutes. But on the PS2 version or the PSP, well, you can rent it to 30 minutes or maybe in an hour, which is like, what the hell? And also there's like a... Wait, they have more radio station on the PS2 and the PSP version. And the Chill Vibes is actually the song that was composed by the developers, I think. Or maybe like one of the developers. Alright, let's just gotta do the tutorial. Like 30 minutes for the free rent, that's actually crazy. So yeah, some of the songs from this radio station are actually composed by the developer itself from Melbourne House or Melbourne Studio. And the song is actually really good. Like if you really enjoy trance music or maybe just like house music, this is a really perfect radio station for you. And I think this radio is like copyright free as well, so we're fine. How do I change camera? Fuck, okay. Wait, can I restart? Holy shit. I'm so cooked. I do remember I played the PS2 version first, and then I played the Xbox 360, and then played the PSP version. And I played the PC version last because I don't have a good PC to play TD1 back then. But there you go, it's time to buy our cars. Oh, come on, okay. We gotta use the Saturn because we previously visited the Saturn dealership. Fixed game speed? Wait, they have 60 FPS patch. I'm gonna use that. So I have all the cheats available on the PSP emulator, so that's good. Okay. Is it actually 60 FPS? Holy shit, it is. It is actually 60 FPS. I think, wait, the audio is feels pretty normal, everything, with 60 FPS. Alright, let's buy the Saturn. I'm gonna paint it blue. I like the blue of the Saturn. Oh my god, the character model is a huge downgrade on the PSP version. I think I have a problem with this 60 FPS patch. Yeah, the audio doesn't work properly. Because the GPS doesn't say turn left, turn right. So it doesn't work properly. Holy shit. We just found the game-breaking shenanigans. Thanks to the 60 FPS patch. Also, the PSP version doesn't have character models on the, like, this menu or maybe like in dealership menu or something. And even in the house. Okay, we can only buy this Wapahu village because there's no apartment buildings in the old gen version. So there's a fun fact about the TDU1 if you play it on the PCSX2 emulator. I think they have a 60 FPS patch, but I think it's not really functioning properly. I mean, same as this one because they have like the audio issues. But I think on the PCSX2 they have like other like glitch as well if you use like a 60 FPS patch. So as you can see on the house, you cannot see your character models, like they're trying to watch TV or maybe calling their friends or something. Yeah, you cannot see it on the PSP. But for the features, well, you still have like the same features as the PS2 and the same progression because you use like the master points, and maybe wait, what's the map button? I'm just gonna check. Oh, okay, you have to open it on the menu. Yeah, like this is crazy for a PSP games that can fit a 1-to-1 map of Oahu for TD1. I mean, yeah, they kind of cheese it for a bit with the render distance and lowering the texture and everything. And you know what? I'm really impressed. Like, you can fit this huge map on a PSP games. And I guess this is like the best, you know, like PS2 or maybe PSP port on the video game history. No cap. Trust. And there you go, fellas. That's all the different version of TD1. And my question is, have you played all the different version of these TDU ports? But maybe, yeah, because it's only exists on 4 different platforms, so it's easy to access. Because, well, the first time I'm playing TD1 is on the PS2 and I'm actually impressed. And then after I'm playing the Xbox 360 version, well, it's very surprising me, like, well, there's a huge difference. Like, all the features and then the visual differences, yeah, it's kind of crazy if you compare it with the old gen and the next gen version of TD1. But I guess if you really want to play the TD1 on PC, just use a community patch or maybe just use TD1 Platinum mod because, well, it makes the game much better and you have an updated card list even though it's modded, but still, you can enjoy the gameplay experience more with TD1 on PC. And I can assume that TD1 for Xbox 360 is the most stable version out of the bunch. And the PS2/the PSP port of the TD1 is actually very surprising, and it can be really fun as well because you have a different progression, so you have different experience compared to you play the next gen version. It kind of feels like a different game. And like I said from before, if there is no Test Drive Unlimited games, there won't be Forza Horizon and even the crew games, or even all the open world racing games nowadays won't even exist. And we can consider that TD1 is actually the first ever MMO open world racing games out there. This can be accessible on the consoles or even on your PC and also maybe on the PS2 and PSP. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, or maybe share it to your friends and family, because maybe the next video will be kind of Forza Horizon related. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys again on the next one. Take care and goodbye.